straightforward. Yesterday you did a lab, and that lab was called Conductors and Insulators. You had 3 different materials. You guys had metal, you had styrofoam, and I'm pretty sure you had glass. And you took hot water and put hot water into each one of those containers. I'm going to pose a question to you. You should have tons of people with their hands in the air. What happened during that lab? When you put hot water samples into each of those containers, what happened?
They all went down.
Yeah, they all went down. They did. Because you took it off the heat source, and the second you poured it in your containers, all that heat started leaving the containers. Great. Was there a difference in the way the heat left the containers? If so, what was the difference? What cooled off more quickly? What cooled off slowly? Filmer.
The styrofoam cups cooled slowly while the tin can of the metal container didn't.
Yeah, there you go. The styrofoam cooled off slowly, while the metal cup cooled off relatively quickly. So what we need to do is we need to classify those as either conductors or insulators. So of those 3 things, which of those is the best insulator? Again, should have tons of people with their hands there. It's a relatively simple concept. Which is the best insulator? Styrofoam. So which would be the best conductor? Which one?
Styrofoam.
Oh, insulator, styrofoam.
Oh.
Okay. Conductor seems to be the opposite. So what would it be? Yeah, the aluminum can or the metal can, whatever you want to call it, is fine. So what we need is a definition of what a conductor and an insulator is. So if we take a look at our insulator like styrofoam, what did that insulator do? What is an insulator? An insulator is something that does what? Raise your hand and tell me. It can be in your own words. That's fine. Here's what? Holds heat in. I like that. Let's use exactly that. An insulator holds heat in. Any other definitions or anything you want to say about an insulator? Very often you'll see blocks transfer of heat. You'll see that one a lot too. It blocks the heat from transferring. Okay, so that the heat wasn't allowed to leave, it was trapped in there. And a great example that we have, that you guys have, is styrofoam. By the way, I'm just curious, I'm going to throw something else back out at you. Do you know anything other than styrofoam that would be a good insulator? What else holds heat in or keeps heat out? Think about your houses. That might be a good one. There's something that you use. Mr. Riley, what?
Insulation.
Insulation, but isn't it weird because it's called insulation? So you're like, an example of an insulator is insulation. That almost doesn't help. Are you talking about the pink stuff?
Yeah.
The cotton candy stuff? By the way, it is, do not eat that.
Why?
Okay, how many of you know the cotton candy stuff? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the cotton candy stuff looks like cotton candy, but if you touch it and get it on your hands, you ever notice that will make you itch? Yeah, you get like these little glass slivers. You know what it's made out of. What'd you say it was?
Fiberglass.
Yeah, it's fiberglass. Fiberglass is another great example of something that's an insulator.
I worked with it with my dad once.
Yeah, did you get all itchy afterwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I wear gloves too, it's okay, but then my arms got like super itchy. Then when you go in the shower, you can feel like the water going to all those little cuts that you have. It's actually kind of gross.
At first, it doesn't like really like even bother you, but then after you're done, you sit down for a while, you're like,
Yeah, and every time you move your skin, you can feel it like stab you again, but you can't find it. It's awful. Yeah, don't eat that stuff.
It's weird.
Okay, but there's lots of other stuff. Anything that would insulate heat, like you could have a plastic handle on a pan or anything
how
like
about
that.
like
All of those things would be good. Quickly, we're going to go ahead and let you guys go, and we'll hit conductors tomorrow, and we should be in pretty good shape. So you guys can pack up and take off when the bell rings.
Oh yeah,